Tropical systems are a very common occurrence here in southeast Louisiana, and as you can tell, LSU is not immune to them. LSU can experience tropical storms, hurricanes. Right now we're in Tropical Storm Isaac, and I went deep into the storm in Houma, Louisiana to get deep into the eye and do some meteorological analysis of this storm.
Tuesday morning, NOAA employee Robert Fry and University of South Alabama senior Matthew Lewis and I began our trip to Houma, Louisiana, located in Terrebonne Parish, a city in the heart of Cajun country.
We're in Houma, Louisiana the evening before Hurricane Isaac is supposed to strike. Currently right now the National Hurricane Center has Isaac headed this way towards Houma, Louisiana. And you can see in the background a lot of people are boarded up and a lot of people are in their homes safe just waiting the storm.
The crew set up camp on top of a parking structure where we could get better readings with our weather instruments.
One of the most important tools for meteorologists is the anemometer. This is a tool that we're using to measure wind gusts and squalls of Hurricane Isaac. You can see behind me that there are some clouds coming in some rising motion, so we'll expect to see something very shortly.
The other essential instrument was cellular service. With it, we had the necessary data and communication available to keep us safe. And it wasn't long before these really began to come in handy.
Alright, we're expecting a large rain band to come here in a few moments. We're starting to see the front edge of it. It's getting a little windier here, but as soon as it comes, we're in for some deep convection. And now the system seems to be wobbling a little bit, and the part that we're getting is bringing us a lot of deep convection, which means this is a very powerful part of the storm.
So as the storm chase crew waited, the sun began to fade away and the wind began to blow.
Experiencing the outer eye wall now. We're definitely seeing some stronger winds. We've seen gusts of about 50 miles an hour, which isn't hurricane strength. It's a tropical storm strength.
Transformers began blowing up everywhere and tree limbs began falling and slamming into the ground.
Alright, we're starting to see hurricane force winds now, which we've gone down a level just to stay safe. But you might not be able to see it, but there's a transformer right there, right outside, maybe 20 feet away. It's blown. There's wires hanging. Probably film a good shot tomorrow, and there's also trees blowing everywhere. There's some power up in some places. Further in the distance you can see that it's dark around, but you can see light where there is power. In further cities, like further to our west, we have New Iberia and even Morgan City. We can't see that from here. But it's definitely dark here. We're starting to pick up with winds. We're starting to get a little bit further into that eye wall, and that's where we're going to see the most devastating winds and rain. And once we get in the eye wall, calm down a little bit. We're going to hunker down here while it's still safe.
And so, we did. When we woke up, we did find some damage. It seemed minimal, which was definitely good news. I did notice that even Isaac was no match for this little American flag.
This is what's known as the kind of eye of a storm. Typically you would find calmer winds and possibly even some open sky. But the way that the storm system is moving, it's not been holding its shape very well. It's been getting lopsided as well. The west side doesn't have very much going on. The east side still does have a lot of stuff going on, but it's not very well defined.
Because we were in the clear temporarily with a poorly developed system to our west, we decided to head that way. Many people felt safe enough to be outside. However, Houma would soon enter the opposite side of the eye wall, which is sometimes the worst region.
It seems as if the local community has been somewhat spared. There's been minimal damage across the area. Water levels are a little high, but luckily this community hasn't seen too much damage, and we're about to go because we're about to get pulled over.
And we did, sort of. Officers and sheriff's deputies were enforcing the curfew, making sure everyone had a safe place to be. So we headed back to Baton Rouge using Highway 90 to Lafayette due to problems with the northern route to Thibodaux. It wasn't long before we were back to the LSU campus, ready to intercept the center of circulation yet again.
We're just starting to see tropical storm force winds make its way into Baton Rouge. There's a big band coming. We're not quite in the eye wall yet, but it's definitely making its way up. I'm at Tiger Stadium right now. We just had brand new renovations in the past week. Hopefully, and we had it for game day this Saturday. As far as taking on the mean green this weekend, we'll see, but we're definitely starting to see some harsher conditions in Baton Rouge. Shouldn't be as harsh as it was along the coast, but it's still, there are a lot of students hunkered down, taking precautions and keeping it safe.